Good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are in internet world. Welcome to another edition of Golden Independence. We're here live in Bermuda. So I want to talk about what we've always been talking about. And that is Bitcoin, the state of where we are. I know it's a lot of distractions out there, and I get it. Because once upon a time, I was 20 years old too. And when I was 20 years old, I should have been getting involved with stocks. From that age. But what I did was I followed the advice of people older than me in my family who were already doing well with certain, we'll just say, financial products, of which those projects went, those products went bust. And we're talking about the legitimate of the legitimate. If any of you can recall a company called British American, you could do your research on it. This is a company that was out, that was performing for over 50 years, providing life insurance. Well, I was advised to get involved with a life insurance product because that's what had helped, the baby boomer generation. Needless to say, fast forward, that company went bust just when it was about, just when I was about to get paid. They had this product where you get paid every 5 years. It's life insurance. And right in the year that I was supposed to get paid, it went under. A company that's been around for over 50 years went bankrupt. Went bankrupt. And that was the beginning for me of not really trusting any financial institution, rather, how long you're being. So I knew from there something is amiss and something needs to change. So my quest for keeping my head above water, or for wealth building, not just keep my head above water, but wealth building, not about being rich. Two different things. Give a thumbs up, by the way, because we need to get as many people involved with Bitcoin as possible. Because Bitcoin is what's going to save people from the tsunami of fiat currency that's basically upon us. So if you like this content, smash that like button so that we could tell the YouTube algorithm to push this information out. so that more people can be educated about Bitcoin and why they need Bitcoin. Bless up liberation. Feel free to drop your flag in the comments. We're moving on up. We're about to go up. We're about to blow up. We are about to be satillionaires. What is a satillionaire, you might ask? Well, when Bitcoin goes to 100 million, one Satoshi, which is a fraction of a Bitcoin, will be on parity with the dollar. So one Satoshi will be $1. There are 100 million. There are 100 million Satoshis in one Bitcoin that make up one Bitcoin. This is why 100 million per Bitcoin is something that some people do not find, they don't find crazy. Yeah, they don't think that that's a crazy number. Why? Because we have billionaires in the world. Because we have trillionaire machines in the world. When I say machine, I'm talking about banks, insurance companies, reinsurance companies, the big money. We have, countries even. Countries have resources that are valued at trillions in any currency. So 100 million is nothing to any of the aforementioned entities that I mentioned. Nothing. It's nothing. It's only something to us because we don't have it. And we have no ways of printing money out of thin air. If we do, we go to jail. This is what makes Bitcoin the hardest digital asset in the world. Some people are even just plainly calling it a hard asset, leaving the digital part out of it. Because once you take custody of your Bitcoin, you get it onto a ledger, consider that a hard asset. That ledger will be the key that keeps your generations going and sovereign. So that's some of the things that we need to consider. It's about being sovereign. It's going to be two sets of people, those who are sovereign and those who are slaves. It's because people are going to be in the slave world and they're not going to think or feel or even believe that they are slaves and that they're being puppeted. But they will be. Like I said, there are many distractions out there. I know, I get it. But I'm glad that I'm in the future now. Because what I am getting involved with, very few are. in my neck of the woods, on this rock, on this precious island. Very few are involved or know or want to know or want to believe. Very few. It's very few. So I find myself fortunate to be at this place and time to help and encourage others to get involved with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the future. Bitcoin is your passport to wealth. Once you understand it, once you do your 100 hours, there's a wrap. You do your 100 hours study into Bitcoin, it's over. That's when you orange peel. You get into the orange peel. You orange peel yourself. And then nobody can tell you anything about Bitcoin. I mean, when I say that, I'm talking about the naysayers. Because you're going to come across many. Once you get orange peeled, you're going to see the world completely different. I mean, really different. Because you see how corrupt the world is in its current state. But when you put yourself on a Bitcoin standard and you implement the principles, just try to implement the principles of Bitcoin. I'm talking about decentralization. You try to implement decentralization in your life and watch the kickback or the misunderstandings. But if you're able to endure those interactions, watch how better your life gets. You'll start to be, it's less stress. You put less stress on yourself. When you live a decentralized lifestyle. Decentralization aren't just terms, ladies and gentlemen. It's a mentality, it's a thought, it's an idea. Just like centralization is an idea. There's nothing new under the sun. All parliament is, or Congress, whichever one you want to call them, it's decentralized kingmanship. It's decentralized kings and queens. Because back in the day, it was just a king. One king ruled everybody, ruled all the citizens. It was one king. All parliament's done is decentralized the king and the decisions. And guess what? And from there, now we're living in a duality type of world. And which world is going to reign supreme? Or will it go back to one king to rule all its citizens? Will it be a one world government or one ruler of the whole entire world? Something to think about. But with how everything is being so corrupt, I'm gravitating to the lifestyle of decentralization more so. And decentralizing yourself from this centralized society. The rule makers are making everything, they're condensing everything. They're putting, the jam packing everybody in smaller circles. And it's not good. It's not good. They're tightening up the reins, increasing the pressure. The on purpose. They're not trying to solve any problems. They're trying to create problems. Right here on this island, people are creating problems and are not interested in any solutions of any kind. And it's like they're just waiting for you. They're waiting for you. I'm talking about the people who are at the top of the pyramid of any institution. The people on this island at the top of the pyramid, not the bottom of the pyramid, not the middle of the pyramid. I'm talking about that capstone part, that capstone, that executive level. The executive level. I'm gonna stay right here in my backyard at the executive level. They are not interested in solutions. They are not interested in helping people. They help with themselves. Oh, they definitely help themselves. But when it comes to something that's real, something that's tangible, something that has receipts, they don't want to deal with it because they actually have to work. They would actually have to work. Well, guess what? With Bitcoin, you have to have proof of work. Bitcoin is the digital representation of proof of work. It's a receipt. It's a receipt that energy was converted. An energy resource was converted to process a mathematical equation through a computer, through computation. And the Bitcoin that we receive are the receipts from that computation, from that work. Because people are receiving a paycheck, but they're not working. I'm going to say that again for the people in the back. People are receiving a paycheck, but they are not working. Bitcoin is the receipt of proof of work. And when their phallical fiat currency falls off Mount Everest, our Satoshis will leapfrog us into the future. We will basically be buying time. Time will slow down for us. Time will literally slow down for us because we'll be able to do things like take a trip to New York on Monday, and by the afternoon we're on a plane going to Italy. We'll be performing our own world tours. It's coming soon. It's coming sooner than a lot of people think. But hey, or would even want to believe. Well, if you're interested in acquiring Satoshis while you sleep, using leverage, leverage opportunities, you can check out the link in the description box below. So have a good night. And if I don't see you, good morning, and good afternoon to you, wherever you are in internet world. Bless.